What's up, y'all? Welcome to day 29, 30, whatever it is. I'm Jason. I'm obsessed with the success of businesses, bars, and brands. And I'm on a ride from Croton, New York back to the city. And I'm in this just absolutely beautiful stretch. And I just listened to a book called No Sweat. And I forget the author's name, but it's about how to make lifelong habits of fitness and just how to enjoy it, basically. And it talks about how you fit it in what you can. And you know, even if you only have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 minute here and there, fitting in a piece of exercise, that becomes like aggregated, that becomes a meaningful part of your life, and you start to use 1 minute of your day as a successful thing. And what I got from that was that, like, first of all, there's not a lot of content out there about how to build a brand successfully. I mean, there's a few podcasts. Check out Brian Rosen's podcast. It's really good. There's a few podcasts out there about how to build any CPG brand, but there's not a whole lot about how to build a spirits brand. And it's complex, it's fraught with compliance, a lot of nuance, and it's like remarkably competitive. It's incredibly competitive. But how do you navigate an entrepreneurial brand in a competitive landscape without a lot of resources? And I believe that there are a lot of resources available to you that a lot of people don't utilize, at least not effectively. And so I'm just kind of starting to think about, like, how do we build a roadmap that's consistent, that creates consistent, easy to use tactics and strategies on short cycles that you can implement as a team individually, without paying a lot of money. And that's kind of what I think about on these long rides in the morning. And so, like, today I'll be riding for about 5 or 6 hours. I've got it probably won't take me that long. I've got about 45 miles to Manhattan. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking about, is how to build this 30-day roadmap that can be duplicated to your team, that you don't have to spend a bunch of money on a coach unless you have trouble implementing it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about today, but I don't think it has to be that hard. I think that you can, as long as you have a systematic way of things that you layer on top of each other that become easier. So day one, you do this. Day two, you do this and this. Day three, you do this and this and this, and so on. So where you're layering things that create this compounding effect, so that by day 30, you have this checklist of things that have, by day 30, you've been doing one thing for 30 days, and it's part of your routine, and now it's a habit. And then you start to compound these things, and then by day 30, you have a 30-day a checklist of 30 things that you do every day. And I believe that compounds and is incredibly effective to building long-term stability and success. Now, obviously, I have to eat my own dog food and make sure that I'm doing the things that I'm practicing what I preach. But this, creating a video once a day is definitely one of those things. And for me, I've been focusing on, for the last 30 days, doing a checklist of things that I do that get me physically and mentally available to do the essential elements of building a brand or building a business or whatever it is. And so, I just don't see a whole lot of difference. I mean, again, there is nuance to building a liquor brand or a bar or restaurant. But building a restaurant, bar, brand, lumberjack circus, it's like, it's all pretty much the same at the end of the day. Like, you're providing a value, and you're charging more than it costs to make. So that means, developing a product market fit, making sure that your cost of goods are less than the value that you provide, and making sure you found a market for what it is that you provide. So got 4 or 5 hours to think about these kind of things, but it is a stunning amount of time to think about it, and I have a stunning view. Here, I'll show you what the view is. So I got this. This is what I'm working with. I got leaves falling. It's absolutely beautiful outside. And this is the stage that I'm setting to think about what I want to accomplish for you. And so that's it. That's all I got for you today. You know, take time out for yourself to do the things that are most important, and do those things first. That's my new adopted philosophy. So I will see you soon. Check it later.